Okay, so we're going to look at how to find the slope of a line.
Not the slope, but a line slope.
So here we have a graph, and I have a graph here of force.
A force is a push or a pull.
Versus mass.
This guy has a lot of mass.
And of course, as you know, force has units of newtons, and mass has units of kilograms. Very good. So to find the slope of a line, we first need to just pick any 2 points on the line. Now I'm going to pick points that intersect with the graph paper, but any 2 points at random will actually work for us. So this point here is pretty close to one of the intersections, and this point here looks pretty close as well. So our first step in finding the slope of a line is to make a triangle using the line segment between the 2 points as the hypotenuse. I'm going to draw a right triangle using these points. So there's one leg of the triangle, and there's the second leg. And that's not a too bad triangle. Now, the slope equation, very important, says that slope equals the rise of the Silver Surfer, rise starring Lucy Liu, rise of the machine, divided by what's called the run. Running on springs, running for the cure, and running a program. Now what's what here? Well, it turns out this thing here, this upward thing here, is called the rise. Why? Well, the sun rises upwards, and when you throw something up, it rises upwards. So a rise can be thought of as a upwards or vertical change. The run down here, this here is called the run. Why? Well, you run horizontally. It's very hard to run up. You can't run up, but you can run horizontally. So the run is a horizontal change, and the rise is a vertical change. And the slope is found by taking the rise divided by the run. So how do we figure out the rise in this case? Well, we see that the top point of the rise has a force value equals 0.4. And I found that just by looking back here, going back along here, and that is about 0.4. The bottom value has a force of about 0.15. Now, using the difference between these two, we find that the rise equals 0.4 minus 0.15. And that, of course, equals something like 0.25. So we can use that value as our rise. So we're going to plug this rise value right into here eventually. Now, we then need to find the run, and we find the run in the exact same manner. The run ends around here, so 0.04, and over here we look down to here, 0.015. Using those two numbers, we find that the run equals 0.04 minus 0.15, and that difference is something like 0.025. So we've now found the run value and the rise value. Now we can plug it into our equation. So we're going to plug this value into our run and this value into our rise, right up there. This equals rise, which is 0.25, over the run is 0.025. And the slope we find is about equal to 10. Now what about units? Well, what are the units of the rise? Well, the units of the rise, of course, are newtons. So we have here basically a newton. And the run is kilograms. Kilograms. So, what does a newton divided by kilogram equal? Well, a newton over kilogram is the same as saying a force divided by mass. And because of Newton's second law, which says F equals ma, F divided by m actually equals acceleration. So that means that the 10 has units of acceleration, which are meters per second squared.
So that is how you find slope. It's rise over run.